Good morning. Welcome to Gentle Stretch. This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Please visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook. Stop by the tip jar where you can make one-time or set up recurring contributions, and check out the schedule because we offer things every day, but they have been changing. So keep up with the changes. More and more things being offered in person, but we're still here on Zoom and on YouTube. And if you come to us on YouTube, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. We'll start out today sitting. You don't have to sit the way I sit. Sit so that you're comfortable. I'm going to actually change the way I sit. As I say that, I'm going to sit up on my blocks. Sitting on the forward edge of a prop or props. Let's the pelvis tilt forward so the front of the hips can open. That feels better for me. So you might do that with a folded towel or blanket or bolster or with blocks. Let your hands rest wherever you like, maybe palms down for grounding, palms up for receptivity, whatever feels good for you. Close your eyes if you like. Bring your focus to your breathing to allow it to start slowing down and getting deeper. Feeling your contact with the ground, whatever you're sitting on is your grounding point. Thinking all the way up the spine from the seat to the crown of the head. Thinking of the length of your spine to help you sit tall without stiffness or without being rigid. Just think long spine. Lengthening as you inhale, gently settling down, contracting a bit as you exhale. Rising and rooting down with each breath. Notice how these deeper breaths feel. Where do you feel them? Scan your body to observe whatever other sensations are present now. Especially taking note of anything that's off. If there's any soreness, any stiffness present in your body as you scan yourself. Mental notes you make of these things can be helpful during practice as reminders that you can skip or modify anything you need to. Taking care of yourself and finding your best practice today. Anytime you notice that your attention has drifted further from center, away from your body, away from your breath, gently redirect, turn inward again without beating yourself up. As many times as we need to, we can always refocus. If you wish to add any intentions of your own to these shared intentions, you can do that now. With our intentions in place, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your mouth with a sighing sound. Allow your eyes to open if they're still closed. Let's start from the bottom today. Start with the feet and the legs. Take one leg. I'm just taking the one that's in front. It doesn't matter which one you do. We'll do both. Hoist your leg with the arm on the same side. You don't have to grip just like this. Whatever grip works for you. Let your foot be limp, let your ankle be passive. With your opposite hand, interlace your fingers between all of your toes. Yes, that means the smallest finger and the smallest toe involved too. Slowly and gently move your foot in circles to open your ankle. Letting your arms do the work. Change direction, take a few going the other way. Release your toes. Use both arms to support the weight of your whole leg. So let that femur hang in the hip socket. Think of like cradling a baby or a kitten or a puppy. And rockabye baby, move your leg gently and slowly in circles. Whatever size circles your leg wants to go in. Don't force anything, just feeling how much room there is. And maybe gradually clearing a little more space. Maybe those circles get a little bigger. Let's change direction and take some the other way. Release that leg and pick up the other one. Again, let the foot be limp. Interlace your fingers between your toes. Start with slow, gentle circles. Changing direction at some point to take a few the other way. Then release your toes. Use both arms to hold the weight of that leg. And gently, slowly, rock the leg in the hip socket. Change direction. Let that leg down. Reground yourself. Reposition as needed for comfort and stability. Length and grounding. Rest your hands on your knees or thighs, and we'll do some seated cow and cat movements. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back and let your head tip forward. Follow your breath. No need to go at my pace. After your next exhale, sit upright again. Bring your hands out to the sides, rest your fingertips on the floor. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your ear. As you exhale, let your arm drape across your head. Let the weight of your arm draw your head over to the left, gently. If you like to extend a little more, you can raise the right hand just a bit. Reach out through your fingertips if you're trying to pick something up over here. Let the right hand down if it's raised. Let the neck be passive. Let your left hand slide across your head and come down to your cheek. Let your arm do the work of nudging your head back to center. Let the left hand down. Inhale, raise your right arm. As you exhale, let it drape over. Gently draw your head to the right. If you like, lift and extend out through your left fingertips. Maybe think of breathing into the left side of the neck, the trapezius muscle we're lengthening here. Breathe in space and ease. Breathe out tension. Let the left hand down if it's raised. Let the neck be passive. Let the right hand slide over, come down, and nudge your head back to center. Let the right hand down. And pardon me, I need to pause and address a little household issue here. This noise in the background is a water problem. Sorry about that, folks. First time for everything. It's raining inside. That's no good. It's not raining outside. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Seated twist. Bring your left hand to the floor behind you. Bring your right hand over to your left leg. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, invite your body to twist to the left some more. Work your way up from the waist and just find how much twist is enough. So just a little background on the interruption of this fancy water filtration system. And it involves taking pitchers of tap water, pouring them into the top of this unit, which filters things like 3 times. And I had filled it not very long before class. Water's been slowly making its way through the filters. And suddenly water's coming out of the side of the thing. Let your twist unwind. Walk your right hand behind you, bring your left hand across. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. I'm so glad there was something under the falling water that it was hitting and making sound. So I noticed the issue before it got too bad and moved the filter into the sink. Last week it rained for 4 days here, so I wasn't really surprised to hear water, but then I noticed that it wasn't coming from outside. The sound was not coming through the open window, it was closer. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Let's make our way up onto our hands and knees, however you want to get there. Regrounding, squaring things up, settling in, having padding under your knees if you like for comfort. Reach back with your left foot, press against the ball of your foot for a couple breaths. With your next inhale, reach your right arm forward, thumb pointing up, arm parallel to the ground. If you want to go further with the next inhale, you can pick the left foot up and reach straight back. So the leg is parallel to the floor as well. And if you want to go even further, you can bend that leg and reach that hand back and maybe take a bind. If you got the bind, kick against your hand, lift your knee and chin. Release, lower down. Reach back, press into the ball of your right foot, take a couple breaths. With the next inhale, reach your left arm forward. if you like, with the next inhale, pick your right foot up and straight back. And if you like, bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind and that additional stretching and opening. Release and lower down. Step your left foot up between your hands and then your right foot up next to it. Forward fold, explore movement as you like, maybe small movements, maybe big. Swaying side to side, bending one leg and then the other. You could hold your elbows so let your arms hang in the air. Hands might drag on the floor or rest on blocks. Let the head be heavy, let the neck be relaxed. Nod your head slowly and gently. Shake your head. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Excuse me. Inhale all the way up, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands just hang at your sides. Raise your right shoulder up towards your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out toward the walls. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself, or if you like, take eagle arms. If you twine arms, press palms, or backs the hands together if you can't quite get the palms together. If you're in the eagle arms, then move elbows and hands up and away from the base and the chest. Inhale to open up. As you exhale, cross the opposite way. Take deep breaths into the space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms up, and reach your palms up, and look up towards your hands, lift up your heart. Inhale to come upright. Exhale to bend to the right. Feeling the length through both arms and keeping the left heel down. It might want to lift away from the floor. Inhale to come up through center. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, let your arms come down. Inhale your arms out and up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. You're going to hang out a bit here. Bring your arms behind your legs and clasp your elbows in your hands. So it's a bind in the forward fold. Let your neck be relaxed. Your breaths are going to be shorter because your belly is pressing against your thighs. Just let them be short, but let them continue smoothly and evenly. And gradually, just gently start to lengthen your legs. Now, I purposely didn't say straighten. I don't think anyone's going to straighten their legs. You're lengthening your leg to lengthen your hamstrings and the lower back. We'll just hang out here for about half a minute, which may seem like a long time. Exhale, let go of your elbows, fold even deeper, bend the knees more. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. If you like, lower your knees, let your hips come down in line with your shoulders and knees, whether knees are up or down. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down, keep your elbows in close. Reach your arms out to the side, palms down on the floor. Grip the floor with your right hand. Take your time to walk your left hand in towards you, pressing away from the floor with your left arm. Opening the right shoulder, the front of the right shoulder against the floor, coming to rest on your left hip and the left side of your head. Now you could just breathe there. Maybe that's plenty to do. If you want to explore some other options, you could open the legs, lift the left leg away from the right leg, opening a pair of scissors. Maybe let your heel drift back. If that feels okay and you want to, you could bend your knee, let the weight of your leg hang, and see what happens. Maybe the foot slowly drifts towards the floor. Opening the hip, bringing a little spinal twist in. Maybe that's plenty to do. You could stay there, or if you want, you can lift your left hand straight up, point at the ceiling, and like an owl turning your head, you can rotate your arm in the shoulder socket, back and forth. You can also, if you like, bend your arm, reach the back of your hand to your lower back. Or maybe it's your mid back. Reach the back of your hand towards whatever part of your back it wants to touch. For me, the back of the hand is right above my sacrum. But we're all different. Maybe your hand landed somewhere else, if you're even taking the half line there. And we'll rewind all this slowly. So if you move that left hand, take your time to bring it back and plant it over here by your chin, pressing into it for stability. If you move the left leg, lift the foot, extend the leg, bring it forward, close the legs. Take your time to walk your left hand back out, come back onto your belly, palms down. Take a couple breaths. You can rest on one cheek if it's not comfortable to rest on your chin. Notice whatever difference you might detect between how one shoulder feels and the other. Before we go to open the other one up. When you're ready, walk your right hand in, press up onto your left hip, let your left ear rest on the mat. If you like, lift your right leg away from your left. If you like, let the heel drift back. Maybe bend the knee. See what happens. Just letting the weight of the leg hang for a few breaths. Let gravity do its thing. Let that hip find the degree of openness it wants. Sometimes it's a surprise when your foot touches down, and it's okay if it doesn't touch down. If you like, you could raise your right arm, explore that rotation in the shoulder socket, and or that half line. If you moved your right hand, take your time, bring it back to that grounding, stabilizing position over by your face. If you moved your right leg, take your time to lift it, extend it, bring it forward, and let it down. Slowly walk your right hand back out. Pause on your belly for a few noticing breaths again. And then our friend who disappeared came back. So we'll let her in from the waiting room. And bring your hands in under your shoulders. Pressing into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height of cobra feels okay for your lower back. Exhale, rock back. Sort of pass through table, bring your toes together. Open your knees wider if you like. Sit back and take child's pose for a few breaths. Inhale, come forward and up, pass through table. Draw your toes under, press into your feet to lift your knees, and press into your hands to lift your tail downward facing dog. Walk the dog, pedal your feet up and down. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, back down. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. When you're ready, on an exhale, lower. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step your left foot back, come to a high lunge. And if you want, you can have blocks under your hands here. Give you more clearance for having that knee between your floor and your chest. Lean into the left hand. Inhale, reach your right arm out and up and look up towards your hand. Our poor friend is having a lot of internet trouble. Just slipped out of the class for the third time. Exhale, bring your hand down. Step your right foot back to meet your left. You can keep the blocks or set them aside. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step your right foot back now. You could have the blocks under your hands, remember. Lean into your right hand, inhale, lift your left arm out and up and look up towards your hand. Stack your hands. On an exhale, bring your hand down. Step your left foot back to meet your right down dog for just a breath. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward.
Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to play with a little balancing. If you like to have the support of a wall nearby or a nice steady piece of furniture, feel free to step over by that support. And we'll play with tree pose. And maybe another one after. Hands at your heart. Set your eyes on something at eye level that's not going to move to help steady yourself, steady your tree. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the floor. If your feet weren't under your hips, they'll find their way under your hips as you do this. Reminding each leg that maybe it's possible to take all the weight on one leg. When you're ready, bring the weight into your right leg. Let that knee stay soft. Turn your left toes to the side so your feet are perpendicular. Bring your left heel in and up onto your right ankle. So the ball of your foot is on the floor. That could be tree pose right there. If you like, you can bring the sole of your foot to your right calf or maybe to your right thigh. You just don't want to press sideways on your knee. You can keep pressing your hands to center for steadiness or let your arms go. Explore other shapes. You can start over anytime. Maybe you just fall out of the pose. Maybe you decide to change it up or decide to take a break. Keep breathing. Let that left knee track out to the side, opening that left hip. Feel it right there. That's where I feel it. If your hands are not at your heart, bring them back there. Bring your knee forward, let your foot down, and shake things out. When you're ready, bring your hands back to your heart. Shift back and forth a few times, or as many times as you like. When you're ready, bring the weight to your left leg. Allow the knee to stay soft and bouncy. Turn your right toes out. Take your time. Bring your right heel in and up to whatever height works for you on this side. It's always okay to let one side be different than the other. It's always okay to do a little less or a little more. Let your arms find their expression, and there's no wrong expression. What shape or what movement does your body want? Or what movement or shape does your brain want to explore? Maybe your body's not giving you a cue about what to do with your arms. If your hands are not at your heart, bring them back there and bring your knee forward. I'd like to put down and shake. Shake as needed. Sometimes it's just the standing leg. Sometimes it's everything. I like to shake my face and make a silly noise. Let's play with another balance. We'll start the same way. Hands at the heart and shift side to side. Bringing the weight to your left leg when you're ready. Raise your right knee. Cross your ankle above your left knee. Turn your right knee towards the floor and flex your right toes towards your shin. Keep pressing your hands together into your sternum. Keep your spine nice and long. Keep breathing. Think of sitting down on a bench with your legs crossed, releasing in your left hip and left knee and left ankle. Keep those right toes flexed up. Keep those hands pressing, pressing. Think about your elbows approaching your knee and your foot. And we're just exploring. Some days, one or both of my elbows will touch down. Today, I got some lower back stuff going on, so I'm not going to go any lower than this, I think. That's what feels okay. Still a challenging balance, even if you don't come down lower. It's a great opening in the hip as you come down to hips. Really different action in each hip. Very good. Inhale, slowly straighten that left leg, uncross the right, and lift the foot down and shake it out. And when you're ready, bring your hands back to your heart. Shift side to side a few times. Whenever you're ready, bring the weight to the right leg. Lift the left knee. Cross the ankle. Turn the knee down and flex the toes up. And take your time to sink, releasing downward into the floor. Observing the journey, not setting a destination, just a direction. Get curious about how far you might go. Without even setting a goal. Certainly without beating yourself up for how far you go or how far you don't go. Maybe it's about the same as the other side, maybe it's different. Just observe these differences. We don't need to make this side be the same as the other. Inhale, straighten up, uncross, and release, shake. And come down and have a seat. Extend your legs out in front of you and flex your feet back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees want to bend, they can bend. On your inhales, think of reaching forward. On your exhales, think of lowering down. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart to whatever degree feels okay. And walk your hands down your legs to whatever degree feels okay. Bring your right hand over next to your left hand. Take a couple breaths. Sweep your left arm out to the side, turn your head to look towards your hand. Point your thumb down towards the floor, reach the back of your hand towards your right hip, peel your left shoulder back. Extend your arm, bring your left hand back to your right hand. Bring your right hand back over to the right leg or right foot, wherever you are. Bring your left hand over to your right hand. Sweep your right arm out, turn your head to the right. Turn your thumb down, reach towards your left hip, and draw your right shoulder back. Extend your arm, bring your right hand back to your left hand. Bring your left hand back over to the left side. Walk your hands up your legs and sit up. Nudge those legs in towards each other. Bring the soles of your feet together. Leave a big space between your pelvis and your heels. Reach your arms forward, grab the mat. You can reach over and in front of your ankles, or if there's room to, you can reach under your ankles and walk your hands along the mat. Like a pretzel. Let your neck go, let your head hang. Breathe into your lower back. Slowly walk your hands back. Lift your torso upright. Keeping the soles of your feet together, bring the feet in close. Bring the heels towards the pelvis as far as they'll go, without forcing anything, of course. Interlace your fingers. Hold your toes between your hands. Wriggle on your seat. Bring the bones of the seat closer to the floor to tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward, spine nice and long. See how far the long spine will go. Maybe your elbows press to the insides of your legs and nudge your hips open some more. Maybe that helps the long spine fold forward a bit more. Wherever the long spine stops lowering, allow your neck to disengage and your head to hang down and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Lift your knees towards each other. Rest your feet on the floor. Bring your hands to the floor, outside the mat, behind you a bit. Wiggle your feet up by the edges of the mat. Let your knees fall over to the left. Turn your head to the right. Bring your knees through center over to the right and turn your head to the left. Take that a few more times for each side. Then bring your feet in about hip width apart. Come down onto your back with your heels in close to your butt. If you like, put a block between your knees on the middle position to set your knees hip width apart and help them stay there. Press into the soles of your feet and inhale to lift your hips up towards the ceiling bridge pose. If you want a deeper opening in the heart region, you could wiggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Clasp your hands under you and reach your knuckles towards your heels. If you're clasping your hands, release them. Exhale, slowly let your hips down. Float up and down for a minute at your own pace. Challenge yourself only as much as you want to. Now let's take supported bridge. Pause at the top of the movement. Place a block or other prop under your sacrum and come down to rest on your prop. Let your body relax against that support. Let the prop do the work for a minute. And let's come out of our supported bridge, press into the soles of your feet, and on an inhale, lift your hips up, remove that prop. On your exhale, slowly lower down. Pause for a few regrounding, noticing breath after you touch down. Set your blocks out of the way or whatever you're using instead of blocks. Draw your knees towards your chest, hug your knees. Rock and roll, massage your back against the floor. Whatever movements you like. Reach your arms out to the sides. I'm going to take a simple twist here. The closer your knees are to your torso, the deeper the twist feels, so you can regulate that for yourself. Keep your shoulder blades grounded, let your legs fall to the left, and turn your head to the right. And just let your breath bring you out. Don't push your knees towards the floor. Really let the weight of the body and gravity and breath do the work. Take your time to bring everything up through center and just continue so you come into the opposite twist, legs to the right and head to the left. Bring everything back up to center. Reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up and grab your legs or grab your feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Maybe a little, maybe a lot, whatever you like. Maybe you rock back and forth. Maybe you just find a particular position and enjoy it for a few breaths, hang out there. Maybe you prefer some different inversion, go for it. Whenever you feel complete with your inversion, you can make your way to your final resting pose. If you want to add in any other postures, explore any other movements before Shavasana, feel free, it's your practice. And your final resting pose for integration can be any posture where you're comfortable. It doesn't have to be corpse pose like this, with your legs extended and feet splayed open and hands at your sides. You might rest with the soles of your feet on the mat, knees leaning in towards each other, or soles of the feet together, knees out. Or something else, legs up the wall. Maybe there's a bolster under your knees. Maybe you put something over your eyes to block the light. You might focus simply on your breath or on an intention you set for your practice today. Maybe you focus on something else. Maybe you don't even try to focus. Begin to find some deeper breaths. Bring small movements into your body. Let your movements gradually lead to bigger and bigger movements. Take your time. Move mindfully. When you're ready, nice and gently, sit yourself up. Bring your hands up by your heart if you like. Thank you for sharing this practice today. The light within me sees and bows to the same light within each of you. Namaste. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.